Fruit, especially apples, berries, and citrus, is among the most protective categories of whole foods in the human diet, providing fiber, vitamin C, potassium, polyphenol, and a wide range of antioxidants that support gut health, immune function, and metabolic balance. In its intact form, fruit delivers sugar in a slow, regulated way because the fiber matrix and cellular structure limit how quickly glucose enters the bloodstream. The problem arises when this structure is deliberately dismantled through industrial processing. Once fruit is crushed, strained, concentrated, or dried aggressively, it becomes one of the easiest raw materials to turn into ultra-processed products that behave very differently in the body. Fruit juices are the most common and misleading example. Juicing removes most or all of the insoluble fiber, leaving behind a liquid that delivers fructose and glucose rapidly, often in amounts equivalent to multiple pieces of fruit consumed at once. Without fiber to slow absorption, blood sugar rises quickly and insulin spikes follow. This places a metabolic burden on the liver, particularly with frequent intake. Even juices labeled 100% fruit can contribute to insulin resistance and fatty liver when consumed regularly, not because fruit sugar is inherently toxic, but because the natural braking system provided by fiber has been removed. Fruit concentrates intensify this problem further. By evaporating water, manufacturers create dense syrups that are added to beverages, yogurts, sauces, and baked goods. These concentrates are functionally similar to added sugar, yet they benefit from a health halo because they originate from fruit. Their repeated inclusion across processed foods increases total sugar exposure while giving the impression of naturalness. Over time, this hidden sugar load contributes to weight gain, dental decay, and metabolic dysfunction. Jellies, jams, and preserves represent another step toward ultraprocessing. While traditional preserves used fruit and sugar in limited contexts, modern industrial versions often contain more sugar than fruit, along with pectin, stabilizers, and acidity regulators to standardize texture and shelf life. The fiber content is minimal and the sugar concentration is high, making these products closer to candy than to whole fruit in their metabolic impact. Regular consumption can worsen blood glucose control, especially when paired with refined breads and pastries. Fruit gummies, fruit snacks, and flavored fruit-based candies are among the most extreme distortions of fruit. These products often contain little actual fruit, relying instead on fruit juice concentrates, gelatin or starch, artificial colors, and flavorings. They deliver rapid sugar with almost no fiber or micronutrients, while their chewy texture encourages prolonged eating. Marketed heavily to children, they normalize frequent sugar intake under the guise of fruit consumption, increasing the risk of early metabolic issues and dental problems. Sweetened dried fruit also deserves caution. While drying can preserve fruit, industrial dried fruit is often treated with added sugars, oils, or preservatives to enhance appearance and taste. Removing water concentrates sugar naturally, and when sugar is added on top, the final product becomes highly calorie-dense. Because dried fruit is easy to overeat and lacks the volume of fresh fruit, it can quickly deliver excessive sugar without triggering fullness. Another major concern is frequency and substitution. Ultra-processed fruit products are often consumed multiple times per day, in drinks, snacks, desserts, and condiments, gradually replacing whole fruit. This substitution effect erodes dietary fiber intake, which is critical for gut microbiome health, cholesterol regulation, and appetite control. Over time, the diet may appear fruit-rich while being fiber-poor and sugar-heavy. The most important warning is that fruit carries one of the strongest health halos of any food group. This makes its ultra-processed forms particularly deceptive. Labels featuring apples, berries, or citrus imagery create the impression of wholesomeness even when the product structure and nutrient balance have been fundamentally altered. Once fiber is removed and sugar plus stabilizers are added, the biological effect of fruit shifts from protective to potentially harmful when consumed frequently. Whole fruit remains one of the safest and most beneficial foods available, and even minimally processed forms such as frozen fruit or unsweetened dried fruit retain much of their value. The danger lies in how easily fruit can be converted into ultra-processed products that deliver sugar without the buffering effects of fiber. Without awareness, fruit quietly transitions from a cornerstone of metabolic health to a significant contributor to sugar overload, undermining long-term health despite its natural and wholesome reputation.